Meg, just how big a loss is losing Taylor from the squad?
Yeah, it's a massive loss, and she's obviously pretty shattered, especially with the timing of it. It was a little bit of a flat day yesterday, finding out the news, and she was sort of set for a big role for us. Pretty devastated for her, but I guess it provides a chance for Molly to come in and play a role for us as well. So unfortunately for Tay, she won't get to compete, which is devastating for her.
What was the thinking behind Molly as the replacement?
There's no real like-for-like replacement for Tay. No one does what she does. So, Molly's bowled well in the power play in the past and can bowl at any time throughout the innings. So we just felt like that sort of covered us as best that we could. And Molly's, she was very unlucky to miss out on the squad in the first place. So she's very experienced at domestic level, has played international cricket before. So, she'll be looking forward to the opportunity that's in front of her over the next few weeks.
How does Molly fit into the overall team, do you think?
Look, she can play a number of different roles for us. She can bowl at any point in the innings, and she has sort of made a name for herself a little bit throughout the power play overs, especially in WBBL. So, we see her as part of a really strong squad who could come in and play a role for us. We've said that all along, and that doesn't really change for us with Molly coming in.
How did Taylor do her foot, the stress fracture? Do you know how it happened?
It wasn't a specific incident. I guess it just sort of built up over a few days. It was a little bit of a shock to us all, really. As I said, really poor timing. Obviously, never a good time to get injured, but to have done such a lot of work heading into this tournament and to sort of get it just a couple of days out is obviously very disappointing for her and for us. We're all feeling for Tay at the moment.
As you said, Meg, there's no like-for-like for. Is this going to lead to some tactical rethinks, the way you've obviously been using her in the build-up as a bit of an enforcer? Obviously you've not got that now. You're going to have to rethink some bowling plans?
Potentially, yeah. As I said, there's no one the same as Tay, so we will have to slightly tweak how we were going to go about it, but generally our plans are pretty flexible anyway, so we don't feel like it's too much of a disadvantage for us. We need to be able to go in with the plan, but also be able to adapt as the game goes on, and that's probably the most important thing, is just getting used to what the conditions are doing, what the Indian batters are doing, and then being able to adjust from there.
What are you expecting from out there in the middle? It varies a little bit what you can get here at the showground. Are you hopeful for a good pitch with some pace and carry?
Yeah, hopefully. We played here I think 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it was a really good deck, good outfield. So we're expecting the same. I know they're putting a lot of hard work to get this ground ready for the game tomorrow. So I'm sure that it'll be a really good wicket and outfield and create a really good contest.
Does Taylor's injury sort of open the door a bit more for, I guess, more of your pace bowling all rounders to play, like maybe two to go into your 11? If so, have you seen enough from Annabelle in the Tri Series and whatnot to know that she's going to be able to cope with the pressure of a World Cup?
Yeah, I guess that is the bonus of the Tri Series, is we got to play Annabelle in a few of those games, and she looked pretty comfortable at the level with both bat and ball, and she'll could potentially play a role for us, and we sort of haven't settled on our lineup exactly yet. But it could potentially bring in another pace bowler for us, so we'll just have to work out what combination we want. But if Annabelle was to play a little bit more of a role with the ball, I'd certainly be very comfortable with that.
And on Molly Sharma, I think she had a really good record in that A series against Shafali Verma. I mean, is that something that comes into your thinking tomorrow, that she could go from not being in the squad to all of a sudden in the 11 based on a matchup like that?
Oh, she's definitely in contention to play tomorrow, as everyone is, and she does have a good record against Verma. It's something we'll be thinking about. So we'll just have to have a look at the wicket. I didn't quite set us or the edges of it, so we'll have a look at that and decide what we think is going to be the best combination, and a lot of it will be down to matchups. So we'll just have to work that out.
Okay, go one more just on that wicket. Like Andrew mentioned, it can be one thing or something completely different. How much research have you guys on Modi put into this ground, considering how variable it can be, and this is such a big game in your tournament?
We've done as much as we can. There's actually not a lot of data for women's games on this ground, but throughout the Big Bash this year, it seemed to play reasonably well. And I mentioned before, we played a practice game on the same wicket 3 or 4 weeks ago. So it looks like it'll be a really good wicket. The groundsman's really happy with it, and hopefully it just creates a really good contest, and it's really even for both sides.
One of the reasons this venue has been chosen is because it's slightly bigger than North Sydney Oval. in the attempt to move the tournament from boutique grounds to those mid-level grounds and fill those up now. In that evolution, in that process, do you feel like you've lost out on the advantage of just playing at North Sydney Oval, a ground which you've been so successful, so dominant at, now almost an unknown territory despite being the host team?
Yeah, I guess there is a little bit of unknown about this ground, so we sort of start on the level pegging with India in that regard. But I think for the good of the tournament and being able to really create a great atmosphere and get the crowds along and facilitate that, I think it's a really good move. And you know, we've known about it for a while, so we've been looking forward to playing out here. It's a great stadium, and hopefully the crowd comes and supports, because that's what it's all about. And yeah, we're looking forward to hopefully playing in front of a big crowd.
Also something one of the press asked earlier, Harman, that if you have a big crowd, it's very likely that there will be strong support for India. So again, home game per se, but very much a condition that might be 50-50.
Yeah, that's something we've spoken about, and I know in some of the men's games as well around Australia when India have been playing, there's been a lot of Indians in the crowd supporting them, and I think it's a great thing for cricket. I think it's a great thing for the game, and we're expecting a big crowd, but we're also expecting a lot of support for India. So it's just something we're going to have to get used to. At the end of the day, you've just got to focus on what you're doing out in the middle, and yeah, hopefully we can get off sort of to a good start and sort of make sure the Indian fans are a little bit quiet at the start.
Just want to ask, if you had a full 15 to pick from tomorrow, how are Soph and Aaron tracking?
Yeah, they're going really well. So at this stage, they'll both be available for selection. So yeah, obviously with Molly coming in, that gives us a full 15. So we've timed our run well with Aaron and Sophie. So yeah, that's a nice thing to have, I guess, to be able to select from the full 15.
Just can you describe how the team's feeling in the lead up to finally you're playing the first game?
I guess it's a little bit of relief that the game's just around the corner. It's always seemed a long way away, and there's been a lot of talk and interest, which is great. But now we get to actually play cricket, and that's what we do best. We love doing that. We love getting out there and playing in front of our fans and family and friends, and that's what we're most looking forward to. So everyone's really excited about what's to come tomorrow night, and I just think it's going to be a great contest. You know, India are a world-class side, so it's going to be a great game first up.
Do you like playing under lights?
Yeah. Doesn't really make too much of a difference to me whether it's day or night. We've done a fair bit of it over the last few years, so it just means you've got to wait around a little longer during the day and find something to do. But yeah, I think it sort of just creates a nice atmosphere, and yeah, hopefully that allows a lot of people to get to the game.
The team all got together last night for a dinner with a presentation. Was it a special moment to come together as a group before it all starts?
Yeah, it was, and it's something we wanted to do. You know, I think especially at a home World Cup, you can sometimes go your different directions at times, but we've come together really nicely as a group, and yeah, just to sort of share a moment ahead of what is going to be an exciting few weeks, and you know, 2 weeks that'll be very memorable for us. So yeah, just to take a moment and yeah, just do it together as a group. That was the biggest thing, is sticking together, and there'll be highs and lows throughout the tournament, and you know, as there will be for every team, but yeah, we've got each other's back, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, you mentioned there, obviously being a day-night game, you've got about 19 hours of the day before you even play. What do you do to fill that time? And is that something you guys do individually? Do you sort of take yourselves off, or do you find something as a group to do, perhaps in that morning or up until lunch? How does that work for you?
Generally, we'll sort of come together for a little bit of a gym mobility sort of session at some point in the day, just to get moving and wake up, I guess. But other than that, it's up to individuals, really. Some people like to head out and about, some people like to sort of stay in their room, so there's no real set plan. It's just about doing what you do best, and yeah, hopefully the days go down pretty quick tomorrow. Yeah, because certainly be really excited and looking forward to the game.
Is there anything you personally have got in mind?
Apart from going out for breakfast, I haven't thought any further than that.